And welcome everybody. This is assignment 8 review. It's the last assignment of the adult beverage class, which I think was a pretty good class.
I liked it.
I think it was tremendous.
I certainly enjoyed doing it, and certainly enjoyed having you guys all come along. And we lost a lot of people. We had 64 pictures the first week we did it. We have 28 today. So you all stuck with it. Good for you. Can't beat that, ladies and gentlemen. I always used to tell my kids I'd support them doing anything as long as they committed to doing it. So if they wanted to learn to play saxophone in the band, fine, we'll rent the saxophone and you'll play it, but you do it for a year. You're not gonna quit 4 months into it. So, all right, well, I'm glad you guys are all here. And let's get started with this. Or before we start, I always ask if there's questions because it's important to know. Do we have any questions from anybody regarding anything on this assignment?
I have a question from a couple weeks ago. Did you ever post the perfect head of beer review? The beer foam review?
I think I did.
Yes, you did, but you didn't put the link on the group. It's on YouTube.
Oh, I didn't put the link on the group?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll do that. I'll get that today. Yeah, I will post this later today. I'll get everything up really, really fast. So
For this week and the previous week, you didn't put that.
I didn't put up last week's?
Yes, 2 last weeks, yes. They are missing. On the group, not on the YouTube.
Oh. Okay. All right, so I gotta go check because I'm not really understanding here. Class 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you're saying I didn't post this on the YouTube group, 6
I don't think so.
and 7? Okay,
Oh, 7 and yeah, 6 and 7, yes. Those
okay.
two.
All right, I'll do that.
Thank you.
All right, let's get going here. First up is Jim Hill.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Oh, good.
Now, is this black plexi or is this Photoshop?
Is it just black plexi?
Oh, you got the focus all the way. You've got to have some deep depth field going on here. Nice. How much Photoshop did you put into it? Those strawberries are really red. They look great.
Yeah, I brought the strawberries up a little bit in Lightroom, but other than the Photoshop, I didn't do anything. So I just removed some of the dust off the that black.
Yep.
It was very, very dusty. Every time I clean it, I turn around, it was dusty again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's us out here in the desert. We know about that. Love the strawberries. You got great strawberries. Did you have to fix the greens here? Or the...
Yeah, the greens, I try to make it a little greener. They're, if you look at them, they're a little more yellow and brown.
Mm-hmm.
Not really like a strawberry season.
Yeah, beautiful. Really, really pretty shot. Man, oh man, I could see this being used as all kinds of things. You got some nice black, dark, you got some space around it. For text and everything could be utilized really well. So look how you lit it here. Huh? Cool. What is that right there? Is that just a stand going up into the picture?
That might have been after the fact. I think I had like a reflector on that maybe, or a black card, but I think that's after the fact.
Okay, so the glass, I see the glass is placed way at the back of the plexiglass, and I see that the diffuser comes right up to that. So this glass isn't seeing anything of that hot softbox, right?
Right.
Nice. Very pretty, really. And you never lost anything. You got your rim up here nicely. You got your sides nicely done. Cool shot, Jim.
Oh, thank you.
24-70 at 60. Boy, I'll tell you what, you couldn't. It's a really, really nice shot. Good job.
Oh, thank you.
Good job. You might try this. Let me just give you one little thing. You might try this. You might take the strawberries and the reflection down here and lower them a little bit because it's really hard on the eyes. We see this. This is equal practically to that one. Okay.
Right.
Bring it down just a little bit, 10 or 15%, you know. All you have to do is in Photoshop is put a little thing here, go right around there, over here, and put black in it, and then move the black down to like 10% or 15%, just to darken this so that we do see that that this is the surface that it's on. Try that.
Okay.
It may take some of the fun out of the image. I don't know. But it's a very nice image.
Oh, thank
Very
you.
nice image. Bob.
Morning, Don.
Hi, Bob. Man, this is a nice shot. Was this your first attempt at product shots, or you've been on a couple of different shoots, right?
I have, yes, yeah. I struggle with lighting, and I just recently bought 2 strobes, and I'm still trying to figure out how to light a background and
Okay, well,
all that stuff.
well, you got it in this one. You don't have any problems in this one. This is very nicely done. We got light coming through the lemons, great color in these. This is sparkling. Everything's looking beautiful. We got that nice translucence feeling through here. I love how the yellow repeats on the stripes here, and the blue here, and the green here. Really nicely done. Good composition. I love the little curl over here. Wow.
Thank you.
Just let's see what you did lighting wise. Okay, so you've got a strobe with blue gel coming through. Is that translum?
That's translum, yes.
Okay. And then this guy up here using just a hard light then from the top.
That's right. I wanted some shadows, but then I had to use the softbox on the left to fill.
Good. All right. I missed the softbox over here. So your softbox is giving you your ambient, and you're just slightly above the ambient with the strobe then.
That's right. Yeah.
Did you use a meter on this, or did you just tune it in?
I just tuned it in. I do have a meter, and I have tried practicing with it, but it's like the lights. I'm still a long ways to go.
This looks really good, man.
Thank you.
I think you dialed that shadow in just about right. Just about right. It could have gone a little bit brighter, but it couldn't go much darker.
Okay.
Yeah. And you've got enough light to you catching the top. Is this shaved ice? Is that what this is?
It's imitation snow.
Okay. But you've got the light on that, so it looks like ice, and you've got that light coming back, backlighting this lemon and this one here, so it really feels right. Good job.
Thank you.
And a 24-70 at 70. Pretty glasses too. Overall, just a really clean shot. Great job.
Thank you.
Catherine.
Good morning.
Hi, Catherine. Boy, this composition is fun. The leaves look great. Is this mint? Is that what this is?
It's mint. Yes.
Mint. So we've got mint and blood orange.
Yep. And just some fizzy water with
Okay.
actual real ice in the glass, which was a challenge. I really wanted that orange slice to be in sharp focus, but because the condensation on the glass, that wasn't happening. So,
Oh,
but
I'm fine with this. I think
Yeah.
that the glass, if it had been in sharp focus, we would lose the feeling of the glass.
true. Yes,
No,
I did switch to fake ice and warm water, and that was just not pretty at all. So, yeah.
No, this is real condensation on here.
Yes, absolutely.
So you're using very cold water and ice. And how are you getting your slice to be right up against the glass like this? Is it held
Just
in
a lot of
place?
ice. It's just a lot of ice packed into the glass.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So now the ice is killing a little bit of the light coming through the blood orange. This is a really pretty photograph. I think you can make it a little prettier by opening up this part of see how it gets exciting down here?
Mhm, mhm.
Let's open this whole thing up. Do you have Vivesa by any chance, Nick?
I do. Yes.
I would use Vivesa. Vivesa
Okay.
is the magic tool. It'll just pop this up. Really, really pretty. So just pull it up so it looks like there's light coming through it and you'll have your shot. We have this beautiful light around it, right?
Mhm, mhm.
That is, it looks, you can't get much brighter with that light because then
Right.
you're going to start blowing out the liquid.
Yep.
So we're going to have to cheat it a little bit by dodging this out just a little bit. If you can
Okay.
get all of these up to this and then plus 2 or 3, 2 or 3 more
Mhm.
clicks, you're great.
Mhm.
You're gold.
Okay. Excellent.
The orange looks fantastic over here. You got this dark, whatever's going on, we'll look at your lighting. You got the dark rim on the top of the glass and the dark on the bottle here. And then you've got the light coming from the back. So there's a lot of dimension in this picture.
Mhm.
This is really pretty, Catherine. Good job.
Well, the light on the back was a do-it-yourself gel, like, at the dollar store in the little
Yeah.
office section, they've got
Yeah.
those like poly envelopes. That's just like
That works.
3 of those. What's that? Yeah, 3 of those envelopes on a strobe.
And you know not
works.
to let those things touch the strobe, right?
Right. Yeah. No, didn't touch the strobe.
Okay, because the strobe, when it fires, is really hot.
Yeah.
And it'll
Yeah.
melt those guys, set them on fire too. So
Yeah. And then also like the strobe, I don't have a behind the scenes picture because I was so frustrated with this experiment. I had a softbox on the left at the very lowest power. And then I even had to still cover it with another layer of shower curtain to drop that down enough so it was not blowing everything out.
Mhm.
And then the strobe itself died. It would only fire like every 3rd image. So yeah, I'm shopping for a new strobe this week.
Wait, well, before you shop for a new strobe, you're using a wireless trigger, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you checked to see if it's the trigger?
Yes.
And
It won't-
so if you push the button on the strobe, it won't fire?
Mhm. Correct. It makes
Okay.
a little click, but it doesn't fire.
Yeah, that's a busted strobe. That's a technical
Yep.
term, busted strobe.
Busted strobe.
Yeah. What kind was
Yep.
it?
It was a flashpoint, like just the super most basic model that they had 5 or 6 years ago. So I don't
it's
feel
out
too
of-
bad about it. It's
No,
not
it's
an
out of
expensive
warranty.
one.
Out of warranty, yeah.
No, yeah, totally out of warranty.
And it was 300
yeah.
watt seconds?
It was 300 watt. Yeah.
Battery or plug in the wall?
Plug in the wall. But
Yeah, I would replace it
but I have a
with
battery pack for it.
I'd replace it with a Godox 8300 or an 8400. I mean, an SK 300 or SK 400.
Okay.
They're tad over $100. They're good. They're good units, but they are plug in the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
You bet. Boy, things have changed so much. I would have given anything for inexpensive lights back in the day. my first Norman system cost $2,500 in
Boy.
1979.
Yikes.
That was a lot of money back in 1979. Teresa, oh, she's not here. So she's missed here. Oh, beautiful shot, Teresa. I love this curtain thing that you're playing with. This is fun. Yeah, that's really nice. Really nice. And Teresa's always got a great setup. Wouldn't you love to have a studio with a brick wall in it? Back harder light for shadows, softbox through large screen on the left. So this is the harder light for shadows. Bare bulb on background, stand behind the fabric to light the green paper. So there's a bare bulb behind the blue fabric, lighting this paper up over here. So if we go back, yeah, you see that little glow coming off there? That's pretty darn nice, Teresa.
You know, Don, in this picture here, it looks like it's so smooth and like that background, that curtain, how she make that looking so smooth like that?
What, the curtains?
Yeah, it's just like it almost like it's kind of surreal.
Well, I can't speak for her. I will tell you this, that Teresa is really good in Photoshop. Let's go back and look at the non-lit shot though, and we'll look at those curtains. I would say, see the wrinkles in the curtains? I would say she smoothed them out in Photoshop.
Yeah.
And the technique she used is, I'm going to say probably frequency separation. And that would be a great way to smooth them out, but she's done that really well. The other thing about Teresa is she's very, very, nothing's left to chance. She knew she wanted to have that light coming back here. So behind the curtains, there's a bare bulb, and then she moves it until it's just lighting up and going this gradient here. One of the things that makes this shot so interesting is this gradient, even though it has nothing to do with the subject matter. It's just, it adds that little spice to the eye. The subject matter is very clean through here. It's lit beautifully, but I would say she's probably smoothed those curtains out in Photoshop. Are you familiar with frequency separation, Jim?
I'm familiar with it, but I never tried it.
If you go on to YouTube and you search for frequency separation with action, those words, frequency separation with action, there's a wonderful YouTube video using frequency separation for product, not because everybody uses it for skin. I don't, but a lot of people do for skin, but for product. And he actually gives you an action to create all your folders, which is, I think, the hardest thing about frequency separation is remember which folder you have to make first. Or, so he does that for you.
Yeah, I'm just, my amateur opinion, when you look at that photo, it's just like a next level kind of just so smooth.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you
You had
can
to point out that she had a very good assistant in the background. Did you see the assistant, the little dog?
Oh, the dog? Oh, there you go. Yeah, see, you
There's
gotta
the
have Zach.
assistant right there.
Yeah, nobody can shoot without Zach.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, Teresa is very, very good in Photoshop. She probably lifted these glasses and this bottle off the background. Sorry, off the background, and then fixed the background and, putting these back on top, and, very, very, like I said, she leaves nothing to chance. Nothing to chance. She'll clean up everything in this picture. Very nice, Teresa. And Mark.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Mark. Well, in a thumbnail, when I looked at it, I thought those were shrimp up there. And I was thinking, boy, I can't wait to ask Mark now I see that they're not shrimp, and I'm very relieved. Never seen.
That
shrimp.
was the big issue for this shot,
What was that?
trying to keep those things from falling apart. And there was a comment in the comments from Andrea there. I think I agree with Andrea that frankly, if I was doing it again, I wouldn't include the lemons.
Well, the question is, why are they going gray?
I'd like to know that too, because part of it is that I exposed for the liquid. If you look at my behind the scenes shots, I have two of them. No,
What the heck happened here?
one more. Here you go. If you look at the top shot, the first shot, I wanted to get the background. I wanted to get as close to pure white as I could.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the second shot, that's facing from the camera where I used that gold foil to try and make sure I lit up the liquid. And I really didn't try shooting for those lemons. And that was a mistake. That I think is a mistake. And then I tried to correct it using Viveza. I tried everything in the book, and it came out looking more ridiculous than before.
I'm wondering if the gold killed the color. I don't know why it would, but I'm just wondering if the gold part
It's possible.
killed the color. I'm going to show you a quick little fix here. Okay.
Sure.
New share, Photoshop. All right, let's get this thing bigger here. I'm going to add a new layer with the Option key down. You get this little dialog box here. I'm going to change this to soft light. I'm going to fill it with 50% gray. Then I'm going to take my color here. And I'm going to go for bright lemon yellow. Lemon yellow. That's going to be my color. I'm going to grab my brush. And a soft thing up here, 10% opacity. And this is just how I burn and dodge, but it's also how you can add some color.
Yeah, you're just using soft light instead of overlay.
Yep.
Holy crap. Well, I'll be darned. Look at that.
See, now it's on a new layer. So you can also take that layer and change the opacity of the layer.
Yeah.
You can drag it down and make a duplicate of the layer. Then it gets real bright, which I would rather do than try to paint it this bright. I would just simply do that.
Yeah.
So that's another way of doing it. And you can get real, you could go over here and take this color and say, okay, we're going to go to a little bit brighter color there. And I'm going to take a little bit smaller brush right here. And I'm going to make that part right there a little bit brighter. That part just a little bit brighter.
Come on, thank you.
Here.
I would never have thought of doing that myself. Lordy, what a difference this would make.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. In landscape, you've got trees or you've got water reflecting, right? And the water doesn't go real blue. Just put this thing on 10% max or even 5% and gently brush that thing. And you can just, you hardly see the blue happening until it's kind of there. And then you can, like I say, if you go too far, don't worry about it. Change your opacity. It's pretty cool. So there's your yellow.
That is great.
All right. And what did you use to shoot this with? Behind the scenes, probably.
Just click see more. It's in the notes on the other part there. Yeah, just click see more.
Okay, 24 to 70. Boy, I wish I sold a 24 to 70 lens. Everybody's using those. Nice.
Thanks,
Your
Don.
lemons are falling apart because they're probably too thin. In drinks,
Okay.
you gotta make them thick enough to stand up. Yep.
Okay.
Now in a bar, they make them really, really thin because they'll twist them and drop them in the drink, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're gonna put them on the side of it, you've got to probably 1/8 of an inch thick so that they actually don't fall apart. These are very, very thin.
Okay, great.
All right. Great job. Great
Thanks,
job.
Don.
Yeah, beautiful. Joe.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Joe.
Hi.
This is really pretty. Are these
Thanks.
separately shot or shot in one picture?
Separately shot. The fruit in the bottom, the fruit on top. The glasses were all one.
Nice.
It was an experiment. I was trying to do some with the gobo stuff.
Yeah, very, very, this is super nice. Super nice. Good job there, Joe.
Thanks.
So you shot these separately. Did you hang them?
Yes. They were
they-
on the aperture wire, just a stiff wire.
Okay,
just
so
poked
they're
it
not
in and then-
swinging around or twisting or anything. You got them in position.
Yeah, I controlled them where I wanted them to go. I held them by hand and just did different angles.
Got it. Keeping the same light as,
The same light.
yeah. Really pretty. Great colors.
The lemon didn't come out as good as the
Lemon's a
not
little
get
overexposed.
Yeah, I just couldn't get a good picture of the lemon. The lime came out really nice.
Now, the lemon's a little bit overexposed. I'd go back into Lightroom and just kind of
Bring it
Maybe.
down.
maybe either contrast or clarity, maybe just on the
Okay.
lemon part, maybe. Yeah. I would try contrast first. See your lighting setup. There we go.
So the original light was the on the left side, the 8200s, just one through a softbox and one on the light stand with the gobo. And then when I did the fruit, I put it in that speed light on the corner of the table to shoot off the scrim to give like a fill light. And then I had
Oh.
I have this disc thing that I bought a bunch of years ago. So I put that on a speed light for light to light the fruit.
That's pretty nice little unit there.
It's interesting. It's
That
kind of
would be-
small.
That would be fun to do, to take, on location if you're doing portrait, you're just like walking around doing street portraits.
Yep.
Looks like it would be big enough to give a fairly soft light up close if you're just doing portraits.
I think so. It's about a little over a foot. I think it's like 13 inches or so in
Yeah.
diameter.
Yeah, you could do like waist up shots with some nice soft
Right.
light. If you started doing full length shots, it's just going to be a little tiny bit softer than a regular strobe at that distance. Yeah, really nice. And it's the speed light then, right? Speed light goes from the
It's
bottom.
a speed light. Speed light goes through the bottom.
Yeah, cool. Cool,
They're
cool.
cheap. They're only like $10.
eBay,
Amazon.
Amazon. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I would maybe like to try that. I'm all,
You can,
being on the motorcycle is like, I
Right.
can't, there's no way I can take a 30-inch Octobox, my favorite tool, on a motorcycle.
it folds down into a little pouch that you can
Yeah,
put in your
see,
pocket.
something I'm like, this is cool. I could do this. I could put this on the bike and pull it out and to do portraits of folks and put it on an 8200 and get some good, powerful light out of it.
There's a couple of them on Amazon. This one has got a little rod on the top that keeps it from collapsing on itself. So the light spreads through the diffuser. That's the one I think I would tell you to get because I have another one and sometimes the top just kind of collapses back and doesn't light up.
Okay, I'll take a look. Thank you. I saw I saw a YouTube video. I'm getting ready to post it, by the way, onto the page. It was a talk at B&H by a guy who uses strobes outside for people. That sort of technique where the background's underexposed and he lights the people was really, really popular 15 years ago.
Right.
Type thing. But he's using a Westcott modifier. It's a deep, about this big reflector, and about this big around with the sock on the end of it. And I'm like, whoa, that's nice. I really like that. It's a deep throw reflector if you take the sock off, but with the sock, it's a little bit more powerful softbox, about 12
Softbox.
inches around. Great for accent lighting, hair lighting, side lighting, fill, all kinds of things. All right, Lee, this is beautiful.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I like your little poppy light you got coming from this side. The drink is obviously lit from this side, but you've got
Yes.
something going on up here. What's going on up here? We've got the dark top at the cherry here.
Yes. I have two white cars. I have a strobe camera right, and I have another strobe camera left for the shadow.
Okay. Is there a light coming through the scrim?
No, speaking of the light from the strobe, this strobe was higher. So the strobe was higher. So speaking of the corner of the white paper
Okay,
or the
okay.
white car. Mhm.
okay. This little, these lines here
Yes,
in the glass, fix those. Make them absolutely perfect. That little guy right there,
right.
get rid of that so it's smooth through here.
Mhm.
Cool. And if you can, I would clean up the stem. That hot light is really just busting through that glass, right? I'd clean that
Right.
stem up just a little bit in here. All this stuff is fine
Mhm.
because it's a reflection of that.
Right.
But right through here, we're getting some of reflection of this and some not. And, it's getting a little goofy in there, but these lines here, definitely, that'd be an easy fix. I mean, you got about 15 minutes worth of Photoshop, but I think it'll make a much better photo with that 15 minutes
Yeah.
worth of work.
All right.
Because you can definitely have something to start with here. Really nice.
Thanks.
So you're using, you're going with hot lights. I mean, hard lights.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
you've done
just
that
very
on
strong.
you've done that on a couple of shots lately. Cool.
Yes.
Cool. Very cool. Arnold. Arnold's here, isn't he? Oh, no.
No, he's not. He said he's gonna miss it.
Oh. Oh, okay, there it is. Okay. He wasn't here first, was he? And I miss him? I didn't see his name. I didn't know he asked to go first. I would have. Arnold, he would have asked me. He would have asked me. All right, let's look at his behind the scenes shot and take a look at this. He created all his highlights with multiple. I don't know, is that a card or a strobe? Anybody know?
Yeah, it's the card.
It's a card. So he's bouncing light off
Yeah.
the card to get the highlights.
Yeah.
Right there,
Yes.
okay. Very cool. Looks like he went over and borrowed Lee's grid. Yeah. Wow, very nicely done, Arnold. Love these highlights. I like this gradient on the highlight here. I love the highlight. It's got that nice poppy look to it. And then dropping the shadows down onto this area over here. What a fun thing to do. Really fun thing to do. Gives so much dimension to the photograph. Just really nice shot, Arnold. Super nice, super nice. Carla.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Carla. Is there gin in this picture?
No, there's
Oh my
actually not.
God.
Yeah. It's a mixture. It's martini, rosso, with some cherry liqueur and a bit of cranberry juice. I just
Oh,
threw
okay.
everything in.
I love your composition. It just keeps the eye
How
moving.
bad? Does it?
eye
Because
moving.
I really battle with the composition and the styling.
No,
That I think takes me the longest.
yeah, it's, you know, it's really well done. You know, these spacings like this can be troubling in some, you know, we get that everything in its place look, but the shadow bridges the gap and pulls it in. And that's fun. Everybody's going to look at that and they're instantly going to know why it's that way. You know, seeing all the little crevices, etc., in the glass. That's very nice up there too. This fun shot. You were looking for an excuse not to shoot a bottle of gin, weren't you?
Yeah.
It's like,
I wanted to shoot something in a landscape format as well and not
yeah,
more vertical.
that's very pretty. Let's look at your set. You always have
But
nice.
I forgot to take it behind the scenes.
Okay, so
But it's two lights. It's one strobe back, camera right back, and then one overhead scrim with a strobe through the scrim.
yep.
For full. And
Yep.
there's a white card on the side, on the left side as well.
Okay, so you're good old traditional tabletop lighting, scrim on the top or a
Yeah.
softbox on the top, and then you've added this accent light here. Do you remember how much more powerful it was?
No, I don't. I
You know
think it
that
was
thing-
double.
You know that thing I had you buy?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm still confused by that thing.
Just lay it down flat right here. Lay
That's
it
a
down
problem.
flat.
I don't know where to put it when I test all the lights because I want to know what the ratio is, but I'm
Right.
not sure where to put
Okay,
it.
so you put it down here because right in the middle, this is where the spoon is. Just lay it on the ground
Okay.
if you want, okay? And then you get that. That is your, let's say that is,
Overall.
yeah, let's say it's F8, okay?
Okay.
Then you turn it off and you leave it there and you pop that one from back here. You want the meter to say F11. That's one
Okay.
stop brighter. That's what it looks to me like your strobe is
Yeah.
back here is one stop brighter. 11 is brighter than 8.
I
And
think
then-
it was one stop brighter. I just don't know where to measure when I'm measuring the different lights. Yeah.
Yep. And so that would then make it, anytime you wanted to reproduce this look here, you would only have to know that it's one stop. So you could keep a little,
Yeah.
like print this picture in your notebook and put one stop, then make your strobe power go a third more and put, 1.3 and then do it a third more, 1.6 and a third more in F16. See what I'm saying? And then you'd have that little
But then-
listing of what those, how dark to make these shadows. The brighter your backlight,
what
the
I've
darker the
found-
shadows. Go ahead.
Yeah. But what I've found is that wherever you put the light meter, it can change so dramatically. So to know where's the right spot, like I've been putting it on top of the glass, sometimes facing up. And then if I put it on the ground, it gives me quite a different reading for some of the lights. So
Whoa. You mean you put it up here and you put it down here and you got a lot different reading?
sometimes, I don't know if it was in this shot, but
No,
with
that
some of the
should-
shots I've done that.
That shouldn't happen. However, remember this though. Let's say your strobe is here and your product is here, okay? And let's say that we've got this sort of ratio going on. The difference between here and here is the same distance as
quite a lot.
between here, right? So you've doubled the distance. That
Yeah.
can be 2 stops difference. That's the
Yeah.
inverse square law. You can be 2 stops at the top of your set. So you've got to work towards the bottom of the set.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and then take all your readings. And the other thing is put it on top up here. take a reading, take a shot. Did you like that look? Maybe it's just, oh, that's too bright. Put it down here. Oh my goodness, it's a half stop under. Take that shot. And you go look and go, okay, well, I like that better. Now you get an idea where to put that strobe and how to use the meter. Because remember, the meter is just telling you how bright the light is. How bright it is in your photography with your aesthetic and your approach is up to you, but it's measuring the light. So it will tell you what the light is. Then what you do with that information is up to you. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
You bet.
Don, before you get off on that, what light meter would you recommend buying?
Used one.
A used one.
Yeah, I would send you to eBay. And
Okay.
remember, if you're dealing with a 4.5 star or a 5-star seller on eBay, you're not going to have any problems, especially if they've sold a couple of hundred items. The truth about eBay is for them to maintain a 4.5 or a 5-star rating, they are jumping through far more hoops than your local Kohl's store, Best Buy, any of those people. It is so hard for them to maintain that rating. Okay, so you're not going to get screwed there. Look for a 4.5 or 5-star rating. Look for a Minolta 4 or a Minolta 5 light meter, or a Sekonic L356 or a Sekonic L328 used. All of those 4 flashes. Now the Minoltas are going to be 25, 30 years old. They still work. As long as they guarantee it to work, it still works. How do you know if your meter is giving you the right exposure? Nina?
I don't know.
Take your light
Go
meter.
outside.
Take your light meter and put it on ISO 100. Put your shutter speed on 100 or 125. Either some of them don't have 100, 125. Take it out in noonday sun and hold it
The
like
sunny
this,
room.
and it should say F16. If it doesn't say F16 or F16.2 or F11.9, if it doesn't say something or real close to 16, you got a problem, because that's the sunny 16.
It's calibration.
Yep, that is just simple to do. You'll find most of these things are spot on. Or if they're off by 1/10 of a stop, yeah, no one can see 1/10 of a stop. You're okay. You're fine. If you put it out there and it says F5.6, there's a problem. But
Okay.
the neat thing about meters is there are really no moving parts. It's the button sometimes. So if the button works, it's probably going to be a good meter.
Thank you.
You bet. And if you see something and you like it, just pop an email and say, Don, I'm looking at this meter, and I'll, instantly go up and as soon as I can, I'll go up and look at it and give you a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Great.
You should be able
Thank
to
you
get,
so much.
You should be able to get any of them, Nina, for right around $100.
Great. Thank you.
You bet. Jen.
Hello there.
Hi, Jen. Wow. Really cool.
Okay.
Really, really cool. And they're not mirrored. They're not mirrored. You didn't do it in Photoshop, because this is a little bit different than that one. How did you get them to sit at an angle like that?
It takes a little while, but they will sit there. If you just get it right, they will sit there.
You balance?
But yep. Yes.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Wow. I don't know if I'd have that patience.
It was a little bit difficult to get them both at almost the right angle. It was just moving them a tiny, tiny little bit.
I can only imagine. Wow. And then you've got, I'm gonna look at you behind the scenes here. Okay, so you got your dark on both sides here.
Yeah.
For your edges with bright field lighting. I love the color coming through here. I love the design. I think the idea is amazing. One little thing you're going to have to think about is that line right there.
Okay. Oh,
See,
yes.
in dark
Yeah.
field lighting, we put those dark things over there to give us our edges, right? And if we go, we're going to go forward here real quick to your behind the scenes shot. And where that edge is reflecting, you don't have a black card. Do you see? We needed one more dark card up here,
Right over the top. Yeah.
right over the top, so that these
Okay.
guys would have something to reflect. Or you could, or you might actually, you've got two cards here, just tape a black card over here down to about there.
Yeah.
So you're only shooting right into the white. That would have done the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
for now, you're going to have to fix it in Photoshop, which is fairly easy. You're just going to come through here, cut a little bit of this glass out right here, move it to a new layer, lock it so that the only thing that you do will affect only where a pixel is, and just burn that edge in a little bit.
Okay.
Add a little burn to it, and you'll and the same over here. You've got enough there in it to make it work. Just going to have to grab that, move it forward, lock it, and then burn that edge in just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay then.
Yeah, really pretty. And this shot is definitely worth doing that, going that extra mile. Okay.
Okay.
Definitely. It's really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
And are you using strobes or
speed light?
Speed lights. So there's a speed light behind that
behind the screen.
Hey, kudos for having that big scrim, man. That's a big one.
It is. It's terrible to fold up again.
Yeah. You know, I can fold those scrims up so easily, and the thing in the car to keep the sun off the dashboard just flummoxes me every time. I'm like, throw it in the back seat.
Well, I can't stretch my arms far enough to get to both sides of that to fold it up.
Yeah. Do you use the floor? You just take that top and just bring it down to the floor. If you make that end up here, meet that end on the floor, it'll flip into a circle.
Oh, right. Yes. Yeah.
Very nice. Very, very nice. Giannis.
Hello.
How are things in Greece?
Okay. Are you talking about the woman?
No, I have no idea.
About what?
I was just asking how things are in your part of the world.
Oh, they are okay, but these days it was so much rumor about a mom killing her 3 childs. It was so shocked.
Oh, no, I did
Shocking news.
I did not hear that. That's awful.
Yeah, that was the most rumor here in Greece.
Wow.
It was nice.
All right. Did you build this set?
Oh, yes. It took me 2 days. 1 day to cut them off and glue them. And the next day I painted and let it dry. And then voila, that's it.
Is this foam core?
This is beautiful, Giannis. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a foam core. Yeah, foam cards. I had 3 pieces that I didn't need them, and I said, why I don't use them and make this stuff.
Now, that's sitting on something. There's something under this foam core to hold that bottle, right? Because I can't imagine.
Yeah. There are again foam cords glued from behind. As you can see, the space where the bottle is. That's the behind the same space from behind.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. What a nice set, man. What a nice set. And
I thought of that because,
using the blue against this very warm color just makes both of them richer.
Yes. Actually here, because I hate cocktails, I don't like cocktails, never did. And I thought, why I don't do something like that. And then thought about blue and color of whiskey. That's red, yellow, deep orange.
Yep.
That's a complementary color, I said. And yeah, that's it. I could do that in one shot, but as I said, for people to learn and see how the light behaves, I do these things always. But the only meter what I metered here was the blue, the most bright part of the blue. You see behind the bottle, that spot there.
Right here. Oh,
Yeah.
right here. Right here.
Yeah, there. Because blue, when you put that on what meter says it's zone 5, it comes out dull, very moody. And I always go up the top just to give the real saturation and the real brightness that blue has. And 1 meter from the left side down below, and I put that to 2.8 just to make 2.5 stop difference, and then to give that drama look, that dark. Yeah.
So do you usually shoot to the right?
No, I use, that's the same as you can say yes. Should the right? No, I don't usually use that. I used to use that for landscapes because I do landscapes a lot. And yeah, in landscapes it works, but products, no, it doesn't.
You have to be
in
very,
products,
very particular.
Products are unforgivable for about if you're doing a mistake. If you go overexposed, there's no way to bring it back. So yeah, I use a lot the zone system, a lot, all the time. That's my preference. That's the way I have learned photography. I can't shoot otherwise without those knowledge. Yeah.
I like how you did that.
If you shoot, yeah.
These two here, getting a broad reflection and then a tight reflection.
Yeah.
Go back and look at the picture. You can see that's the card.
Yeah.
The bigger card.
For the bottom part.
Yeah.
For the bottom part, I blended those two, as you can see in the behind the scenes, the last two. Yeah, those two I blended for the bottom part, and a bit for the upper part, the glow part, that sparkle there.
Really, really pretty. Lovely shot, Giannis.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah, lovely shot. Judy.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Judy. Wow, pouring a little Bailey's here.
It was more than a little.
Hope that Bailey's didn't go to waste, Judy.
No, it didn't.
Good. Oh, that's very good. Probably a story for another time. But
yeah, I don't drink whiskey, but I'll drink that.
Yeah, well, chocolate milk booze. Love your highlight.
Okay.
Right here, the highlight gets, you see how it gets a little messy right here?
Yeah.
Fix that. Fix it in Photoshop. Smooth out that area right there. Over here, you've got, see that little dark area right there?
Yeah.
Smooth that out. Very, very nice. The logo, what's that?
How do you smooth it out?
You're just gonna have to open in Photoshop, and you're gonna have to like clone some of this lighter stuff here, and just using the clone brush on lighten. Do you know how to do that?
No, but I'll figure it out.
When
Clone
you
brush on lighten?
Yeah, here, I'll show you.
All right.
Okay, when you go to get your clone brush over here, your clone tool, right? Clone stamp.
Yeah.
Up here in mode, you've got normal,
Yeah.
darken, and lighten. If
Right.
you use lighten, it will only affect pixels that are darker than, that are originally darker than your brush. So in your
Okay.
picture, you would sample from just above where the brighter one is, and then you
Uh-huh.
would come down into the dark area and just touch that in, leaving your opacity at something like, well, I've got this at 92. I would make that opacity at something like 50% so that you can dab it in easily instead of like one snap and then boom, it does it, right? Be able
Okay.
to just put it in. But yeah, and then if you wanted to make something darker that was there, you could use darken. And that way, if the pixel below the pixel that the average of the pixels that you've chosen was lighter, it would darken that pixel. When you're on normal, it will wipe out your noise, your grain, right?
Okay.
You ever see that when you use a clone stamp in normal, you touch something, you can kind of see where the clone stamp was because it's stamped over pixels.
Right.
Do lighten or darken, it won't do that. It'll leave the pixel construction there. It's only changing the brightness of each individual pixel.
Okay, got it. This was a very frustrating. I'll explain it in a minute.
Well, look how nicely did though. This is look at the great cap up here. That looks really good. This looks really good in here. The pour looks good. Your highlights in here, everything looks really nice. And I love this old surface. You might give
Yeah.
us a little more of that surface over here, just a little bit, you know, like lighten it up a little bit, Lightroom.
Right.
Brush it in just a little bit. Nothing
Yeah.
like this. Nothing like this. Just a little hint of it over there.
Okay.
Yeah. By the
I
way,
think
Giannis will probably back me up. This is when you send your work to the ad agency initially, you'll get it back like this. There'll be this and over here, and there'll be a plus sign down here, and there'll be some squiggles over here. Fix this, whatever. You get your work back. It's got marks all over it, and you just take those marks and fix them. If you're doing your own retouching, if you're not doing your own retouching, that's what your retoucher gets.
okay. Well, I'll tell you the part I had the biggest problem with. I took 4 shots, right? First the bottle. And I try to use everything I learned from the black on black assignment.
Mm-hmm.
And I did the bottle, and then I did the pour, and then I did the logo at the top, and then I took a shot of the label. And the problem that was bothering me was that the banner where it says Bailey's, not gold all the way around. There's some dark areas, and that was
you can
bothering me.
clone it in.
Oh, clone it.
Yeah,
Okay.
use your clone brush and just clone in those. That means you're gonna have to blow this thing way up on Photoshop. So your
Right.
Photoshop's gonna have nothing but that band in it, right? And you just
Right.
sample and clone. You can clean that up. But honestly, from where I'm sitting here, that doesn't look like it's a real problem. It would be a
Okay.
problem for an ad. It wouldn't be a problem for editorial work at all. You probably wouldn't go in that deep for editorial. For an ad, probably for an ad, they're going to send you the logo and you're going to put the logo on from Photoshop.
Oh.
Yeah. You're going to have the logo perfectly done. And you're going to put that on with Photoshop. For an ad.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
getting it as perfect as you can. And I think you're talking about right in there.
Yeah.
And right over here, just clone it in. It'll be fine.
Okay. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on that. I tried different methods, but it kept changing. Like white cards would brighten it, but then the rest of the label looked way too bright. It just didn't look right. It just was one issue after another. So I decided
when you do that, that means all you do is then go into the one that was the good label, even though this was too bright, and you just cut that gold and pick it up and lift it over and put it on this one.
Yeah, I tried that too, but I couldn't get it on to look natural. It just kept it just wouldn't fit right. And I messed with the transform and tried to size it up. And it's just like, oh, what a nightmare.
You're shooting on a tripod, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But I had to, I was trying different things and I moved the bottle to try
Oh, yeah.
using a sleeve to
Oh.
take the shot. What a mess that was. It
Do
just,
not move the
Judy,
bottle.
Judy, is that label glossy?
what's that?
Reflective? Is that label reflective enough? The Baileys?
Yeah, it's metallic looking.
The
The-
Baileys and
that's
the edge are are gold metallic.
Yeah, and I
Huh.
tried using the eyedropper and you know using the polygonal tool to identify the spot I wanted to change, and I would change it and then brush it in, but then it didn't look metallic. It just looked kind of flat gold.
Yeah.
So that wasn't working either. So, and you said last week you kind of wanted to see the messy stuff that we're doing. So
No, that's
I figured
fine.
out-
Yeah. Never move the subject or the camera. Move
Oh,
the
yeah,
light around the subject. And then it's easy to do it, because let's say you had that lit up on another picture, right? You cut
Yeah.
it off, that picture, hold the shift key down and drag
Right.
it onto the other Photoshop document, and
Uh-huh.
it'll put it pixel for pixel where you cut it from.
Yeah, that one is that whole label is a different shot. And when I did put it on there, it just fit perfectly.
Yeah.
I didn't have any issues with it.
Yep. Just
But
hold
once
that
I
shift
moved
key
that
down.
bottle, that screwed everything up.
Absolutely. Moving the bottle or kicking the camera, both of things
Yeah.
I'm good at.
Yeah. Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. But
Okay.
anyway, so yeah, it was just one light for each shot. I just had to. I used for the logo, I used a spot, a snoot.
Hmm.
And then the label, I used a reflector with a 20-degree grid. And yeah,
Yeah.
that was it.
Yeah, you're
Pretty
real
simple.
close. You're real close. You gotta clean up these edges here to here, fix that little thing in there, and you got a nice little shot.
Okay, got it.
Absolutely. You done. Patricia
thank you.
Keegan.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Patricia. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You got all different kinds of glasses here. Color. Look at that. This looks like
Kind of
bright
what I
field-
was going for.
Is this bright field lighting?
They're lit from the side. Two flashes at the side.
Okay. Uh-huh.
And you can't actually see it, but there is a flash kind of on the floor, gonna light up sort of behind the glasses and the whatever you call it, the
Okay.
background.
Onto the background, yeah, okay. Yeah, you got a nice soft little gradient going here. That's very, very nice. Your fruit is backlit. Your colors are all backlit. I think it's nice. I think it might be a little bit dark. In other words, I think you could pull this up a little bit more and not lose anything, right? I don't see anything here that you would lose. I'd pull this up about a half stop, Patricia.
Yeah, I wasn't too sure. I actually pulled it up a bit from what I had it, and then I wasn't sure whether to go another bit or not.
Yeah, I think you could pull this up just a little bit more. Now this happens here. That black that you're seeing here is actually that black over there. So we go back to your behind the scenes shot. And it's this black over here that's going back. That's what happens with a glass. It opposites it, or reverses.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether I needed those black cards or not, but sometimes I don't get the lines if I don't put the black cards in. So I was a
I
bit
just think the
confused
black-
as to whether to put them in or out.
The black cards are too big. When it was
Okay.
doing this, that's just like, oh, you're gonna have to cut it down. All you need for the side here is about 3 inches wide to give you.
Okay, so that's what's
Yeah,
going wrong.
because you
Yeah,
can take that-
I didn't.
You have your black card way over here, but you could have it right here, just a little thin 2-inch wide or 3-inch wide card, you know, like really right there. And then we do the same
Okay,
thing
yeah.
for it. You can just
Yeah,
bring it
that
in.
was the bit
see
that
it.
that was the bit that I wasn't too sure about. I kind of thought I had to put a black card in, but I didn't know much about
No, you-
how or why or when.
No, you
or
were
where.
right. You need those those edges there. You do need those edges
Yeah.
to show up. And you don't.
But it was too big, and yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
but
good.
but that being said,
Every day's a school day. I'm getting.
I think you could just bring this up just a little bit brighter, maybe a half stop, maybe even a full stop. And
Yeah.
and be and not blow anything out. That highlight is already blown out, so you're not going to worry about that. These are going to blow out a little bit. When they do, you're probably going to have to fix these little white things there. Probably have to fix those in Photoshop. Right there, there's a little, it looks like a scratch, but it's glass, so I don't know what that is actually.
Yeah.
Probably a highlight off this. That's probably this.
It's possibly that, Jared.
Probably that.
Because it's all one shot, so whatever is
Yep.
there is there.
Yep. Yeah, pull it up and then post it in Facebook. Pull it up like by a third of a stop, pull it up a half stop, and pull it up 2/3 of a
Okay.
stop, and post them all on Facebook, and we'll all go and take a look at them. Okay.
All right. Okay. Great.
Very
Thanks
nice.
very much. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Nice work, Andrea. Is Andrea here? Oh, Andrea actually played up on exactly what we were talking about, where she's using the white here from there and the dark here from there, and the glass is split right down the middle here. Here, it's not split down the middle there, but it's definitely split down the middle here. Color, this was the wine with white coming through it. This, of course, the wine with black coming through it. Really cool. Yeah, and I would have moved this card here, Andrea, so that it was the center here, so we didn't have it sticking out there. I think that would have cleared up probably up here. Yep, it would have taken it right straight up the top here too. So you could in Photoshop basically go in and cut this out and get rid of it here and just make that vertical line down through the wine glass be your center point. So you'd have to cut it out in here as well, but you can do that. And that would be better. You're just a little off angle with your camera. So we're seeing this black back here. I have no idea what those are. But that's really cool. You got some texture on here all the way around. Are they some kind of chocolate or something? Anybody know what those are? I don't know what they are. Your surface is cool. I think you got it's a little bright down here. If you're going to go black, go black. If you're getting these gray things in here, shield it off. Use a card, something to hide that, so that your black is purely black. And Lawrence.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Lawrence. So your behind the scenes shot. Wow,
Yeah.
That's quite a setup.
Yeah, I thought I'd try something different this time.
Oh, there we go. You did. Look at that. Macarons and your glasses. Your little shadow coming forward is very cool. And your greenery back here looks like a garden.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I spent a lot of time trying to organize the IV in the background.
Well, it looks really good. Your
Thank you.
set's working out very well here.
Yeah,
Using a strip
so-
box, you can see everybody using the strip box on the side. It's darker over here, but it starts picking up the plants here because the strip
Yeah,
itself
I
is
use
not-
the bound door on the top. You can see it on the top of the strip box, and that lights the ivy actually, but it's the shadow of the ivy.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that.
This is a wee bound door,
Okay.
and casting the shadow. Is used to on the IV, so the IV is casting a shadow on a background.
Okay, so it's lighting these guys up here,
Yeah,
which is kind of neat because when you look at it, one of the things that's kind of tricky to the eye is these guys are being lit from this direction. And these guys have a feeling of being lit from this direction, even though they're lit from both sides.
Yeah.
But these macrons here, and then the shadow falling forward, we really do have a feeling of the light, the main light for the product coming from this angle. And then the light up here coming onto the lights here. So it's like being in a restaurant with some lighting and the window light coming in and lighting up the stuff. The other thing it does is it just makes it more dimensional, makes it more interesting. I think you did a great job with it.
thank you.
What is in here?
Well, it's actually the pattern on the glass, and it get all the line get bent by the water. So if you add water in that glass, all the line get bent.
Okay.
These are my grandmother glass.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if it's a big thing. You've got this one here, and then this one's lower. I wonder if
Yeah.
I wonder if I would have had you pour it up to about there, so that all three of these had the same height of liquid. It's little things like that that can
Yeah.
make your shot really, really step up.
I actually had them all lining up, but I moved the glass at some point, and then I didn't pay attention. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, so you're on the same wavelength that I was. Yep.
Yes.
Well, it's a nice shot. It's a very nice shot. That
Thank you.
doesn't kill your shot at all, but it's a very nice shot. Just something to
Thank
think
you.
about for the next one. All right. Asha.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Asha. What are these? Look like some sort of ice cream drinks?
No, they are buttermilk. It's a very buttermilk.
Okay.
So it's very different out here in India. We normally what we do is when we make the yogurt, we churn out the butter, and with what's left, we put in a lot of spices, and it's like a cooling drink during summer. So it's the iced tea version of, I mean, it's the Indian version of iced tea, I would say.
Okay. It looks like it's thick. Is it thick?
It's got froth on top, but it's
okay. All right. So it's got the froth
Yeah.
on top. Got it.
Yeah.
Well, that's very, very interesting. You're really nice composition. You've done a hero shot surrounded by, ancillary characters here, but you've really sort of given us, this one is the hero. We're cropping that one a little bit. We're cropping that one a little bit. We're cropping this one a little bit. We're cropping that a little bit. Everything's getting cropped except that guy right there. So it's definitely the hero. It has a really nice feel to it, to your shot.
Thank you.
Good composition and a nice feel to it. I like this heavy shadow that's happening here. Looks like it's happening from two or three different directions. What is it?
No, just one. That's
one?
just one
Okay.
light.
Okay. Yeah, very, very nice. Let's go look at your behind the scenes. Okay. So this is your,
So you can,
is this
yeah.
marble or plastic?
It's not marble, it's just some kind of paper.
Okay. Okay, and where are your lights? I don't see the lights, so you have to tell us where they are.
Yeah, just next to your arrow, you can see the stand. That's where
Right.
the light is coming from above. Yeah.
Okay. And that's what kind of, is it a hard light?
It's yeah, it's with a reflector. It's a strobe with a reflector.
Okay, and then over here, there's a light bouncing into this white card.
Yeah. And there's a white card actually in front of the camera, and then there's a white card on the right.
Yep, yep. Let's go back and look at the shot. Yeah, you can, white card over here bouncing into the light bouncing into the white card is, this one is closer to the white card than this one, so it's going to be a little bit brighter over here. But it's that ambient is keeping these shadows from going black, you know, but they're just poppy enough that they really add to the picture. I love this shadow coming in, and then the top of this this thing is strainer, the top of it being lit against that shadow is very, very cool.
Thank you.
And you did the same thing here, bringing the leaves into the shadow a little bit.
Yeah.
And we can actually see the white card on this side. Barely make it out on this one, but the one up front is this. We can see this one. There's your card up front here.
Yeah.
Yep. And only us see it. Only photographers see it. Nobody else sees it. They don't go, oh, look, there's a card here. You know, we know it's
in fact, I had to put that card because the camera leg was reflecting on the glass.
Ah, okay. Yeah, and the other, you've got to put a fill up front. Otherwise, everything in the front goes really dark.
Yes, that's it.
And it's not an open, friendly food looking shot. You might do that if you were shooting a revolver or a bag of yo-yos or something. You want that mysterious kind of look to it. But when you're shooting food, you can't let the front side of this beverage go too dark. It won't look appetizing. So very well done. And of course, the one back here, this one is all lit up from this, just basically reflecting up in the glass. So you've got a lot of reflection opening these up as well. But up front here, you can see how much brighter it is back here than it is down here. It's a gradient coming across because light falls off, and this would start to get really, really dark. Well done, Asha. Very done. Very well.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Don, I had just one question. So,
sure.
I mean, when you're using your tripod, especially for product shots, or I mean, I basically do food and product mainly. So, what kind of a tripod head would you suggest?
A lot of people like ball heads. You know.
Yeah.
I have a ball head that I use on location, but in the studio I use a regular. I use either a Manfrotto head or I use I can't remember. It's just a head that I bought online, but it's a traditional tilt shift this way. The ball in the studio, the ball just, they never seem like they hold that stable, even though I know that there's some really good ball heads out there. The ones I've had just didn't seem like if they would be in the same spot for an hour, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asha, the one that I really like is a geared head that you can make micro adjustments to the position and level, and it's got multiple levels on it, so that you can really, really dial that in very easily.
Those are really great heads. They're not inexpensive, but you'll also probably never buy another head. It's that good. Yeah, they're geared ones. Got little they'll either be a little twisty knob or there'll be a little roller thing, and you can just move it in, like Catherine says, micro degrees. And in the studio, micro degrees matter. In the studio, by the way, I use a camera stand. I recommend a camera stand to everybody. And you should be able to get them cheap now because nobody wants them, or at least they didn't want them 10 years ago. But they may be hard to find, but a camera stand is wonderful because a good camera stand, when you lock it down on the ground, you can't hardly knock it out of position. And if you do, you're probably going to think about knocking it out of position on your way to the hospital to have your foot fixed, they don't move. They do not move. Well, all right, folks, super, super cool. Thank you all so much for coming along and being a part of this. I am thrilled to have done it and thrilled to see all the great work. And you guys will probably see some of your pictures appearing in some videos. I'll do a video on beer heads. I'll do a video on pouring and stuff like that. And I'll pick some of the shots here to go through. So I really, 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 really love it. If you had a good time, tell your friends. So maybe next time we can get even more people. At one point I did this thing. I had to have 2 nights. I had a Tuesday night and a Thursday night meeting. We had like about almost 80 people, but that was during the great lockdown.
So Don, what do you think the next workshop will focus on?
We're going to go back to still life.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be still life.
Okay.
I would love to do a portrait one, but the problem with a portrait one is that so many people
yeah.
do not have access to people. They just,
Right.
you know, trying to get somebody to quote model for them becomes a really big hassle. Really, really big hassle. So
Can we shoot jewelries or
yes,
anything else? Oh,
Yeah,
why don't
yeah.
you do that?
yeah, jewelry, perfume,
Yeah,
just still like really
watches. Yeah,
Yep.
watches, jewelries. Yeah, that's
Yep.
very challenging one.
Yep.
So Don, do you know when the next class is going to be?
Not right off the top of my head, but somewhere towards the end of May, middle of May to the end of May,
Great.
before June. Yeah. Yeah, I have a target date that I'm going to take some time off here, organize a bunch of stuff. And I have a target date that I want to be finished by. So it has to fix within that thing. So we should be fine.
Do you still know what the subject would be for shooting still live? But about what?
I'm
Or
sorry,
you
say-
haven't cleared? Haven't you cleared yet what we are going to do? What we are going to shoot?
Yeah, still life.
About
I mean,
what?
Well, we have watches, jewelry, perfume.
Oh yes.
Oh
yeah, I love it.
accessories.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
No splashes, please.
No splashes. Nope.
Okay, that's fine.
No
That's best.
splashes. All pretty much hardcore product stuff. Still life.
Okay. Thank you, Don. Thank you for everything.
You bet.
Really enjoyed this, Don.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for coming
Yeah.
along.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time. Take care.
Okay.
Hi,
Bye,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.